Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Phay, and welcome to the channel. I broke up with my console the other day. Now it's my Xbox. Nothing personal. I just thought it was time for a switch. Today, we're going to take a look at my top 10 board games based on video games. Okay, folks, so this is going to be a list of the top 10 board games of mine that are based on video games that I enjoy the most for one reason or another, and some of it's kind of maybe sentimental. All right. Now, I know there's some of you that are going to probably have a totally different opinion on some of these games, and there's a couple that I'm going to mention, let's go with some honorable mentions, but I'm going to do that later on. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get started, and let's start off with my number 10. All right, now, my number 10 game is one that I've played. Actually, I haven't played for a really long time. I loved it when it first came out. They came out with the second edition. I never got into that. And I actually never even got the expansion for the first edition. I loved it, and I really wish I would have gotten it. It's an old, out of print Fantasy Flight game, but it is Doom. Doom, the board game. Now, Doom, I enjoyed playing the game, the console game, way back when. It was one of the first-person shooters I ever really played. Never was a super fan of first-person shooters, but I enjoyed this one. The board game itself, I really like because it's a one versus many. I really enjoy one versus many games. I like being that one guy that just kind of has to go out against everybody and try to see if I can just kind of wreck their day, whatever it may be. I was a DM a lot of times when I played role-playing games, so it's just something that I'm actually just really used to doing and really used to playing. But this one here, to me, it just really brings out the theme of the console game. According to the rules, you're supposed to set up the entire map. You are in charge of playing out all the different bad guys are going to come around. You're trying to defeat them. Meanwhile, your opponents are playing their Space Marines. They're trying to go get their equipment, everything else, trying to complete a particular mission. Now, one of the things I like to do is I always like to just kind of set up room by room. You never got to see what's in the next rooms until you open the doors. The original game said you just set it all up, but I kind of changed it. And I think second edition did that too. I think second edition basically only set up the rooms as they were. Now, I could be wrong. Like I said, it's been a long time since I played it. But I thought this was a fantastic game. Absolutely love it. I'd still play it today. I love the original. I even like Descent first edition, that was based off this same thing. But there you go. My number 10 from Fantasy Flight Games, Doom. Okay, so my number 9. My number 9, I've never actually played it as a console game. I've only ever played it as a board game, and I thought it was phenomenal. It's very dark theme, really good, and it's by, come on, but it is Bloodborne. All right. Now, Bloodborne, I love this game, and I mostly play it solo. It's got a really dark theme, so a lot of my game groups don't play it because of the dark theme. But I really love the mechanics of this game. I love how on your particular player board, you're flipping it back and forth, and each side's going to work a little bit different. And so you have to know kind of when to flip it under certain circumstances. You may want to flip it sooner than later. But it's a really cool and really unique system. And I really like the way this one comes together. Like I said, it's really dark. It's kind of, you got your tile lane and everything else. The miniatures on this thing are fantastic, but I just really like it. I really enjoy how the system plays out. All the characters play totally different. Very fun, very unique. Like I said, come on, this is Bloodborne, the board game. Okay, my number 8 is a game that I don't own. I have it at my house. It's a friend of mine's. He leaves it here because when we play it, it's available for us. And this is another one. I've never played the console game, and I didn't even know about the board game until he brought it over. But it was so good, so good. And I actually enjoy the board game more as a solo game than I do as a multiplayer game. 2-player would be good too. But it is Frostpunk, the board game. Now, this game, I'll tell you what, this game is just fantastic. I love the production of this. I love the different scenarios you have. You're putting all your different tiles out. You have your little cube tower that's in there, so you don't know when everything's going to drop out of that. The cool thing about this one is you have the 4 different roles that are in the game. And everybody, if you're playing a 4-player game, everyone's going to play a different role, and you got to have to work together because where you want to do something, somebody else may want to do something, but you only have so many actions, so you kind of have to figure out who's going to do what. As a solo game, well, you just get to control everything, which is really nice. But yeah, man, can you make it through the cold winter? Can you survive? Can you get the food? Can you get everything you're going to need? Oh, this is such a tough game. fantastic production. Oh man, who is this by? This is by 11-bit and Glass Canyon. This is just a fantastic game. Got a theme going because you notice all these boxes are really big and thick. Whew, I don't know why this is, but they are. But there you go. Frostpunk, the board game. That is my number 8. Okay. My number 7 board game is a game that I have been playing, the computer game, since I want to say back in the old 286 days. Oh, it's so long ago. May have been a little bit newer than that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's one I've always enjoyed. It's one of my favorite themes in board gaming today. Okay, and this is by Fantasy Flight Games, but this is Fallout. Okay, now Fallout, the board game. I know some people love it. I know some people hate it. I personally love this. I play it as a solo game. I don't play this with anybody else. I just play it as a solo game. But I just really enjoy the whole Fallout world. I love post-apocalyptic. Give me anything post-apocalyptic, and I want to play it. Okay. And I'll tell you what, this board game here, to me, it just really brings the theme of the game out. It's probably the thinnest of all the games that I have, too. But the nice thing about this one is I love the board. Okay, the player board. You're trying to spell out everything up on the top. Oh, I can't remember what you're trying to spell out the special up on the top. You're getting your little tokens that you're slotting in, and of course, you got your radiation coming down. You got your health that's going up, or vice versa. But I love the exploration of this. I love the tile placement of this. Whenever you explore to a location, you're flipping over a tile, trying to see what's there. Maybe something bad there. Depends on how many bad guys are on the board. Depends on whether or not you really want to do exploring, because you might have something else come on the board, and you got to try to keep all that stuff under check. It's got some really cool scenarios. It's got phenomenal artwork, great production. Of course, it's Fantasy Flight Games, but I absolutely love this. Now, I do have the expansion in this. The expansion really helps, and to me, the expansion is really needed for this game. And so, to me, it's kind of like an essential one, because I love playing with the expansion stuff as well. But there you go. That is my number 7, Fallout. Okay, my number 6 game is another one I've played the console version minimally. I was never a big console guy. I was never much of a computer gamer. Way back in the day, I kind of did a little bit more. But this one here, I think I played it just a little bit. But man, I'll tell you what, when I played this board game for the first time, it was phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. And it had some really cool systems. Okay. And this is Resident Evil 3. Okay. Now, Resident Evil 3 by, was it Capcom? Okay. And SFG. This game is just great. I really like how when you're kind of running around, you got your monsters running around, and you have like the little pathfinding thing that you have for the monsters. I haven't played this in a while, and I have one of the expansions, so I've really been meaning to get this one back to the table, because I do want to play this one again. But I just love the way that you're trying to figure out how you're going to be able to complete those missions when everybody's coming after you. There's a lot of really cool, really unique elements to this game. It's scary sometimes too, because when you get down to the end of the game and you're trying to complete your mission, but everything's closing in on you, man, it gets tense, it gets scary, but it is just a lot of fun. I never played Resident Evil 2 or 1, the board games. I've always heard Resident Evil 3 was the best. I never played any of them until all 3 were already out, so that's why I've just played this one, and I'm just sticking with this one. But there you go. Absolutely love Resident Evil 3, the board game. That is what my number 6. Okay, so my number 5 is a game that just came out earlier this year, I think it was. I don't think it came out last year. I think it came out earlier this year. I'm having a hard time remembering. No, I think it did come out earlier this year, because I got my copy this year. It was one that I actually backed on Kickstarter. I didn't originally back it, but I late pledged it because it looked so good. And I am so glad I got this game. I'll tell you what. And this is by Awaken Realms, and another monster box, and it is S.T.A.L.K.E.R, the board game. All right, now, S.T.A.L.K.E.R, the board game. This game, there is so much going on in this game. It's one of those games when you first learn how to play it, it's really daunting, because there's all this little stuff that you got to do. You got to figure out, how are all the bad guys going to move around the board. When one moves in one location and does something, that theoretically could change the movement of some of the other ones. It's kind of you kind of want to not necessarily run in there and just kill everything. You really need to try to sneak around. Can you try to figure out how to maneuver around the board without necessarily attacking everything, drawing attention to yourself, generating a lot of noise? So there's a lot of really fun, cool mechanics about this. I love how, I mean, the characters, they play different in this, a little got the asymmetry there. But then again, it's a Awaken Realms game, and Awaken Realms is absolutely one of my favorite publishers. I enjoy pretty much everything I've played by them. I can't even actually think of a bad game from Awaken Realms that I haven't liked. I've enjoyed them all. Okay, that's what I should do. I should do my top Awaken Realms list. But there you go. That is Awaken Realms, S.T.A.L.K.E.R, the board game. Never played the console game either on this one here. Like I said, I'm not a console gamer. I'm a board gamer. But this one is absolutely fantastic. Go check out my review on it. Phenomenal. Awaken Realms, S.T.A.L.K.E.R. This is my number 5. Okay. My number 4 board game is one that it's been out for quite a while. Cody has been telling me, you got to play it, you got to play it, you got to play it, you got to play it. Haven't been able to get it to the table, so I went and bought my own copy so I can play this game. And I still don't think I've actually played it with Cody yet. But I played it just one time, and half the people that I played it with, they ran out and they bought it. It was so good. Okay, I know there was an expansion that came out for it on Kickstarter earlier this year. That just looks phenomenal, and it is Sniper Elite, the board game. Oh man, and this is by Rebellion Unplugged, and I'll tell you, Rebellion Unplugged has been doing some great stuff lately. All right, now this one here is really cool because it's, of course, a one versus many as well. But the nice thing about this one is it's a hidden movement game. I love hidden movement games, and this one's really fun and really challenging because you have the 4 different quadrants on the game board, and you have to go do 2 different, as you're the sniper, you have to do 2 different missions. You have to do one in 2 different quadrants. It's kind of random which one it comes up to, but nobody else knows which ones they are. There's different times when you may have to reveal yourself, like especially when you go complete an objective and they know where you're at, but they don't know where you're going to go next. They just know where you're never going to go again. Okay. But yeah, you can do different things just to kind of stay hidden. People can almost run right by you. Really cool mechanics in this game. Absolutely love the hidden movement features of this. Okay. Super phenomenal. I know there's some expansions of this. I really want to get those expansions. Someday I'm going to go get them. I hope. But then again, it's a Dave Thompson game. Dave Thompson's one of my favorite designers. I am so glad I finally played Sniper Elite again. Never played the console game, only played the board game. That's probably all I'm ever going to do. But super, super good game. If you like hidden movement games, Sniper Elite, I'll tell you what, it's one of the best. Okay, absolutely one of the best. But there you go. That is, what is it? My number 4, Sniper Elite. Okay. So my number 3 game is another game. I believe it came out earlier this year, maybe late last year. I'm not sure exactly when it came out. Really super good game. Of course, never played the console game on this one either. But it had some really cool and really unique, interesting mechanics. All right. Love the movement on this one, and it is Metal Gear Solid. Okay. Now, Metal Gear Solid is another one of those where you're going to have a mission. You got to set up. And the cool thing about this one actually has a campaign that's going to go. And I think it's like 10 different scenarios in the campaign. And then it also has like this other individual scenarios that you can kind of play as well, which are really good. But this is another one of those games you kind of want to try to sneak around the place. You don't necessarily want to fight everybody and draw attention to yourself and try to do the best you can to complete the missions. They're going to run into you. The bad guys are. There's nothing you can do about it in some situations, so you're going to have to fight or you're going to have to take them out one way or another. But there's some really cool mechanics in this. I love the way that the AI controls the bad guys and the way they're moving and searching around for you and everything else. Absolutely phenomenal game. This is actually one that after playing this as the board game, I kind of want to go get the console version and try it. But then again, I just soon put the board game down to the table and play that again. And I'm good with that. But there you go. And this one here is another one. It's by Come On. And it is Metal Gear Solid. What is this one? This is my number 3. Okay. So my number 2. All right. We're getting down there. All right. So in the bridesmaid position, my number 2 game. Now, this is one that a lot of you are probably going to be absolutely surprised is on my list. Some of you may not. If you follow me over on Cody's channel, I've mentioned this game before, and I've mentioned this style of game before. Now, this one here, I played this game as a computer game, oh my gosh, back in the 90s, all right? I loved it. This is the game that kind of got me into some of the computer gaming and everything else, and it got me into this whole mechanic of pickup and delivery, and that is Railways of the World. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be cringing right now thinking, oh my God, really? Railways of the World? But you know what? I played the old Microprose game of this. I loved that train game way back in the day. And that's what this game originally came from. When you go back and you look at the history of this and its iterations, I mean, this is Microprose's, this is their train game. Okay. I've loved it for so long. I really enjoy putting this one on the table. My family loves playing this one. My folks do. My wife does. It is just a phenomenal game. This 10th anniversary edition that I have, the production is just outstanding. I will play this game any day. I absolutely love this game. I'm a super fan of Pick Up and Deliver based on that old Microprose game way back in the day and based off of these train games like this. That's just what I really got into. There's some other train games I play that do the same thing. It's Pick Up and Deliver. So I'll tell you what, I think this is the best out of all of them. Absolutely love it. You just got, I mean, the thing is you're building out the map as it goes. You got different goods all over the place, and you got to figure out how you're going to build out your tracks. You're going to go get the goods. You're going to try to get them delivered, score those victory points. You got to empty out those different cities. Absolutely phenomenal. Love this game. And this is, oh man, I always, Eagle Griffin Games. Absolutely phenomenal. This is my number 2 Railways of the World 10th Anniversary Edition. Okay, so before I give you my number 1, I want to kind of give you a couple honorable mentions. All right, now, so one of the games, I left it off my list. I absolutely love this game. I've been playing it a lot lately. And the board game is, I have heard it's kind of based off of this video game, but it's not. The video game transitioned over, and that is Space Empires 4X. Because I know there's a Space Empires console game. I did look at that when Cody and I have been playing all our Space Empires 4X games. Looked really, really good. I left it off the list just because I don't remember it being a direct port, but just kind of they use that computer game and kind of says, hey, we're going to make a game and it's going to be, we like what that does. I could be wrong. Correct me down below in the comments, and I know some of you will. Okay, murder me on it. The other one is Cloudspire by Chip Theory Games. Now, Cloudspire is basically what your castle defend type games, and that's what that one is. So that one basically is, you take any castle defend type game out there, and then Cloudspire is just going to say, yeah, we're going to do that as a board game. And I love Cloudspire. Cloudspire is one of my all-time favorite games. So I kind of put that one on here as an honorable mention. I absolutely love that one as well. Super phenomenal game. And you know, there's others that I played that are kind of based on computer games as well. Mechs vs. Minions, you know, the Witcher adventure game, the old Fantasy Flight version one, the old original one. You know, there was World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich Queen, you know, Far Cry, Fallout Shelter, Uncharted. I mean, there's a lot of Dead by Daylight. There's a lot of good ones out there. Okay, but there you go. That is my honorable mentions and even some other ones that I have played. All right, folks, it's time for my number 1. Now, my number 1 game may not be a surprise to some of you if you follow me at all. I know I've mentioned this game before, and this is probably one of my favorite games of all time. I'm really curious to see. I'm kind of looking at my games right now to see what is my number 1 game right now. And this one may very well be right there on that very top. It is probably one of the largest boxes that I have for games and everything else, and that might have given it away. But my number 1 board game based off of video games is Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era. And I will tell you what, look at it. I'm even using the lid on this one, and that is like a third of the size. The main game is like right back here someplace. I took the lid off because this thing is just way too heavy. I don't want to be bouncing it around, okay? But this one here by Chip Theory Games, I absolutely love this game. I love the characters. I love the progression of the characters. I love how you're building them out. They're different every time. You know, you have your campaign map that you're going down. You got to try to get across the board on that and get to what your final goal is going to be. The cool thing is the campaign on this isn't one of those really long, super drawn out ones. It's just, you know, a few different adventures you're going to be able to play. Absolutely love this. The character development, the depth of the game, the whole 9 yards. There is so much theme in this game. It is unreal. I mean, this thing just screams the board game. Now, and this is one of the computer games that I have played a lot. I've played the online version. I've played, I can't even remember, Dagger Falls, I think it was, is where I started on it. There's so many, I can't even remember them all now, but these are the ones I've probably played this console game more than anything other than maybe the old Microprose Railroad one. Okay, but there you go. Super great game. If you have not played this game, This is a phenomenal game. I'll play this solo and 2-player. I don't mind playing it with more players, just depends on how vested people are in the game. A whole lot of fun. This is my number one, Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era. All right, folks, there you go. That is my top 10 games that are based off of video games. What do you think of the list? Are there some that I left off? I know I mentioned a few others that I've played and whatnot. But what are your favorites? I mean, let me know down in the comments below. What are your top 10 games that are based on video games? I know our lists are going to totally differ, but honestly, that's one of my favorite things about this board game industry is what one person likes, another person may hate, another person may think's okay, and another person may say, dude, that is fantastic and my number one game of all time. Absolutely love that about the board gaming industry, and that's one of my favorite things is we can all have a nice discussion about everything, we can talk about it, and we can have differences of opinion, but at the end, we're all still playing board games, and that's what it's all about. Okay, so let me know in your comments below, what are yours? Well, thank you once again for joining me today. As always, I please ask that you like this video on YouTube, Board Game Geek, Facebook, or even on X. Please leave me a comment on any one of those platforms, and I'll get to those comments just as soon as I can. And also, folks, if you like the videos I do here, if you haven't done so already, I humbly ask you to click on that subscription button and even click on that bell and be notified when I drop new videos. And also, if you like the videos I do here, I also post videos over on the Discriminating Gamers channel. Over there, we'll do some unboxing, some playthroughs, and reviews. I'll leave a link down to Cody's channel in the details below. So, why did the gamer refuse to go into the Boy Scouts? He hates camping.